Hello, money magnets and master traders. It's your Uncle Charters. I'm recording a little bit early. As of recording this, it's about 3:04 p.m. Eastern time, so it's a little less than 1 hour left in the market. But I have to say, this is an incredible trading day. Super incredible for price action trading. I'll even go as far as say it was pretty easy. Mostly focus on the SPY and QQQ as usual. I use the 15-minute chart, and the point of my video is I like to give you guys my levels and setups so that you guys can be successful in the market as well. Now, there's still a little less than an hour left. A lot can happen from now until 4 o'clock p.m. when the market closes, but the levels that I give you will still be good for the following days or into next week. So let's prepare. But before I do that, I'd like to talk about what happened intraday. What was the plan and how did we use price action to make some money, to attract some money to our P&L? Well, I wrote here in my Discord, looking at the SPY, looking at the pre-market action, SPY's chopping between the 696 to the 697.5 levels. I was referring to this action right here where the arrow's pointing. It's this action. That was the pre-market action. It was bouncing between 696 to my 697.5 level. And I let my Discord members know, watch the break of the range. If 696 fails, 694 and 692 are back in play. I'd favor a deeper pullback below 692. If 697.5 clears, new all-time pivot high incoming with 699, 700.6 or higher in play. Be ready to respond. So it's no prediction. We just identify the levels and the setups and we get ready to react to whatever the price action wants us to do. And once I saw a setup, I let my Discord members know pre-market range broke and now 694 as well. As long as below 692 and 690 incoming. That was on the 15-minute chart when it broke down my 696 level and my 694 level. So when we break down support levels, that is our trigger to enter puts. I usually get puts 1 to 3 days out at the money or in the money. And it worked out beautiful. We broke down 694 and it continued to drop down, and I updated my Discord members throughout the day. Even when we lost the 692 level, I let them know 692 is resistant, and as long as below 690 is next in play with 688.5 and 687 below. I was referring to this candle right here. When we closed below 692, and look how that beautiful move continued to go downwards, broke down my 690 level, continued to go downwards, and the sell-off did not stop until we had a false breakdown setup when we recaptured the 687 level. That was also reported in my Discord because I don't trade biasly. I don't trade just bearish or bullishly. I trade whatever the price action tells me. And once I saw that we closed back above 687 on the 15-minute chart, I let my Discord members know 687 recaptured after hitting the 685.5 level. As long as above 688.5 is back in play. And look at that. Hit 688.5 and even cleared it on the 15-minute chart and continued upwards. Retested 688.5 as a support and continued upwards. Right now, it's consolidating in the final hour just below that 692 level. So if it clears 692 next, in the next 7 or 8 minutes, it's likely going to hit that 694 level. But we'll talk about that in the Discord at another time. And it was also beautiful for QQQ as well. I wrote in my Discord, the purple line represents the 632 level. So this is the chart I shared in my Discord. You guys can see the purple line right there. That represents the 632 level. You can see this candle right here. Treated 632 as resistant. And then yesterday's candle, this red candle, treated 632 as support. And I let my Discord members know I am overall bullish above it, but I would be bearish below it. So if above 632, I need to see 634 clear to trigger calls and put 635.5 or higher in play. If 632 does fail, 630, 628.5, and 627 will all be back in play. And once we started slicing through that 632 level and that 630 level, look, it broke down 632, it broke down 630 and even broke down my 628.5 level. This was all covered for my tier 2 members. 628.5 failed. It is now the current resistant. No calls unless 628.5 or 630 recaptures. As long as below 627 and 625 are in play, I let my Discord members know. And I continue to let them know throughout the day, and it was a beautiful drop to the downside. Lots and lots of money was made today, and I'm super grateful. Thank you to all the members, all the viewers that trust Uncle Charters with their charting. I got you guys. I love to serve you guys. This is my passion. So let's get to the daily chart. Let's talk about the next plan. So I did update my Fibonacci level. I started from January 20th low and I brought it up to January 28th high. The level to watch right now is 692.8. That's right around my 5 DMA, but that is a fib level. So as long as below that level, SPY will remain in pullback mode. It's a lot happening right now intraday, but as long as below that level, SPY remains in pullback mode. And of course, we have to cover the bull case scenario. We have to be ready and prepared for anything. So if we are back above 692.8 using the 15 to 30 minute chart, then we'll likely head back to all-time highs. So if we're below it and I see support at 691 and 689.7, I would expect more downside incoming. 687.2 would be a target, 686, 684.7 would be a target, 683 and 681 would be another target for me to the downside. Only possible if we stay below that 692.82 level, because if we get back above, I would favor 694, 696 and 697.8 being retested, with 699 and 700.6 plus all back in play. That's the plan for the SPY. Remember the pivot levels Uncle just gave you. Triple Q, well, I was watching that 630 level. That's the green line, 630 level. We broke out that 630 level recently on Tuesday, and now look at here. We broke back below. This is a classic example of a false breakout setup. So as long as below 630, I would expect more downside, watching to see if that false breakout will play out even more. If there is bearish follow through, the 625 fib level is next. That must break down. That breaks down, get bearish or get more bearish with 623, 621.2, 620, 618.5 and 617 or lower in play. I would not switch back to being bullish unless 630 can clear. Before we can get there, we have resistance at 627, 628.5 and then 630. Above 630, I'd favor being bullish again with 632, 634 and 635.4 or higher back in play. I think the next bounce, if it recaptures, the next bounce would surely send us to new all-time pivot highs. And here is Tesla battling at a critical level right now, critical support level. That critical support level being 417.4. That was a low back from January 20th. If we close below it, if we lose that level, I would not be surprised if we drop another $8 to $10 to the downside. 409, 404, 400 would be my targets to the downside. So when do we trust the bounce? I have resistance levels at 419, 421, and 425. I trust the bounce when levels that were lost get recaptured. The critical one being 425. Above 425, we are in bounce mode. Otherwise, stay bearish and watch where Tesla closes. Watch how it treats that 417.4 level. Below it, more downside incoming. Above it, maybe we can get a bounce, but 425 must recapture. NVDA showed a little bit of follow through after clearing that 180 level a couple of days ago, but today's pretty much been a chop day. There was some buying pressure, but there was a lot of selling pressure as well, as you guys can see. Wicks on each side. Watch that 190 level and the 188 level. Both those levels fail, I will switch back to being bearish with you guys. However, we do have the 20 DMA still acting as support. It's around 186s. So if we break down 186, that would be a massive win for the bears and a big blow to the bulls. If this is truly a bounce, I need to see 192 and 193.6 clear, and that should send us up to 197 and most likely above 200. Here is Amazon, rejected from the top of the triangle pattern and showed some selling pressure. Watch that 20 daily moving average around 238.5-ish. If Amazon wants to head back to the downside of the triangle pattern, they must break down that moving average. 238.5 and 237 fails, expect more downside down to 231-ish, and below 231 will be a breakdown of the triangle. Now, it does not have to go back to the bottom. If this 20 DMA truly holds as support, 240.4 must hold and clear 246 and 247.4 still. Above 247.4 would be breakout mode. I tell you this, if this 20 daily moving average holds, the odds of a breakout will be high. So the bears really need to break down that moving average. Here's Microsoft super bearish after this massive gap down in reported earnings and had a massive gap down. I've updated my fib level from January 21st low to January 28th high. Let's look at the fib levels. 428 is a critical one right now. We broke it down today. As long as it's below, I expect more downside. So if we want to get a bounce going, 426 and 428 must recapture to put 430, 435, 437, and 438.6 all back in play. Above 438.6, I would favor a much bigger relief bounce. Maybe even go for the gap fill. That's a big move. However, as long as we're below 428, my lean will be with the bears. Breaking down 423 and 421.5 would be bearish follow through, putting 420, 418, 416, and all the way down to 410.8ish would be my target. Meta, unlike Microsoft, it gapped up and there's definitely a lot of buying pressure. 729 is a critical fib level. As long as above it, stay bullish. I have support at 735, 733, 731, and 729. Bears must break down all those support levels, and below 729, I would favor some profit taking price action to come. But above it, we're likely heading up higher with 737, 739, 741, 743, and 744.4 as my targets to the upside. Here is Apple battling still around that 20 daily moving average. If we want to get bullish, 258 and 259.8 still must clear. Otherwise, bears need to capitalize on the lack of buying pressure, and they need to break down 256.5, 255, and 253.6, and then we will likely get more downside. Right now, the chop zone is between 256.4 up to 259.8. It's neutral in between. Let's watch for the break of range before we make a decision on which way to bet to. IWM is looking bearish, but if it can break down that 20 daily moving average, I have a fib level 261, but that 20 daily moving average is creeping up to that 261 level. I'd be even more bearish if that level fails, and I would favor another $5 to $10 drop to the downside. But if this is truly a bounce, because we did rise up a lot, got pretty far away from the 20 daily moving average, and for the first time in a while, you guys can see with your own eyes that we retested his moving average as support. To trust the bounce, 263 and 265 must clear. If that happens, get bullish, get long. 269 and 271 plus will be my target. And last but certainly not least, here is the VIX. The VIX has been rising up and riding up this uptrend line for quite some time. And today we got a little VIX spike, although there's a big wick here. Selling pressure. I do have some new fib levels from December 24th low all the way up to January 20th high. Gave me some new fib levels. 17.18 is a level to watch. If we could stay above it, 18, 19.2, and 21 are my targets. To keep the VIX bullish, those levels must clear, because if we break down 16, that's a breakdown of this of this uptrend line. Below 16 will be breakdown mode, making the VIX bearish. And if the VIX get bearish, that's likely bullish for the SPY. And of course, before I let you go, this isn't the final result. If you're a tier 3 member, just wait till after 4 o'clock. You guys can sign in and check it for yourself what the final results are. But right now it's showing me that DarkPool level, the majority of activity is coming in at the 690.4-ish level. And as usual, the way we use it as a pivot level. Above it, we stay bullish. Below it, we stay bearish. Guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for your time. If you want more content from Uncle Charters, join the Discord. Check the pinned comment below. Peace.